Howdy, 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 everyone. We have a great show tonight for our Poop Tip Tuesday. We will talk about, are there any foods that have been proven to increase your risk for stomach and colon cancer? You may be surprised, but yes, there are some foods. Number two, we'll talk about what are NSAIDs and why do they hurt your stomach. Number three, we'll answer this question, are all supplements safe since they're sold over the counter? I love this question. I have a unique answer for this. And number four, does having a sensitive stomach mean something is wrong? And your live questions on today's Poop Tip Tuesday. Guys, let us talk about poop. Hey guys, my name is Dr. Samir Islam. My passion is to give you tips and tricks to help out with your gut health. I grew up in a small town called Odessa, Texas. You may have known that from the movie Friday Night Lights or even the TV show. I did my undergrad at the University of Texas at Austin, go Longhorns. And I did my GI fellowship training at the Mayo Clinic. So guys, let's talk about poop. So if you're joining for the first time, my name is Dr. Islam, and yes, I'm an actual poop doctor. My passion is to keep you healthy and safe from the top to the bottom, and so you can live your best life. If you're watching for the first time, don't forget to smash that like button, like, share, and subscribe. And I need a favor. Let me know if you're watching this live or on the replay and where you guys are watching this from. If you're new to this channel, I do live questions every Tuesday around this time. I also answer questions you guys may have sent me on your DMs. If you have a question for me, put them in the comments down below. I love to hear what you guys have to say. All right, I hope you guys are having a great Tuesday. I am. Today's been a great day. So before we begin our questions, I thought I would go into a book report. Yes, just like high school, just like elementary, I'm going over the latest book I've read. So if you follow me, I read a lot. I love reading. I try to read a book a week. And I thought that I had a lot of readers and people ask me, hey, Dr. Islam, do you have any recommendations for some books? And so I thought I'd try a new segment to see what you guys think, to give my book report for the week. So I just finished a book called Innovation Stack. Here it is right here. I'll put a link down below for Amazon. It's by Jim McElvey, and this is basically one of the co-founders for Square. So Square, one of those small little card readers, actually was the first one that was made. And it talked about his invention, and he was actually one of the very few companies that Amazon tried to take over and build a similar brand and a similar product, but actually lost. And so they were able to defeat Amazon. He was answering the question, why? What was so unique about the Square device that made it able to help kind of defeat this big giant that was Amazon? So I'm really into a lot of business biographies. I've been reading a lot of these lately, ever since I went off into my own private practice. And I loved this book. This is such a great book. It gave a very unique perspective on what it's like to be an innovator, an entrepreneur, and to actually battle against the big giants that are out there. And the basis of what he talked about is this thing called the innovation stack. So the best analogy that he had is most of us who are in kind of the everyday business, we're in this walled city in which we kind of know what's going on, we have the routine, we have things that are there. But for those who are truly innovative, truly an entrepreneur, they actually go outside the walled city into the wild, into where there are no rules. You could be eaten by an animal any single day. And this is exactly what it's like to be an entrepreneur, where you're going to a new place that's never been done before. And there are very few entrepreneurs that are out there. Most people tend to adjust a problem, and other people may have had a solution too. But those that are truly entrepreneurial actually go outside this walled city, are in the wild, wild west. And by being in the wild, wild west, you only have two options. You have to adapt to survive, or you get killed and eaten up. And this is exactly what came about whenever it came to Square, because Square was one of the very first companies to try and bring a technology to the masses when it comes to the credit card industry. Before Square, the credit card industry, MasterCard, Visa, really focused on the big companies. And for those of us who were small merchants, we had no way or option to do anything else beyond what Visa and MasterCard and Discover wanted us to do. So Square was one of the first devices to do this. And he talked about the strategy, this innovation stack, where as you're off on your own, you try to adapt and you innovate. And that brings in more problems, so you innovate with that. And then you bring in more problems, innovates that. And over time, you start to develop these innovations that are unique to your particular company. And those innovations build up on each other like a stack of bricks. And over time, that's what makes that company unique. That way, it makes that company almost unable to be copied. And this is one of the reasons why Amazon was not able to copy them. And so I really, really, really love this book. Let me know in the comments if you guys have read this book, or if you have any recommendations for me. I love reading, and let me know if you guys like this segment as well. All right, we're gonna go into the questions now. Question number 1, hey, Dr. Islam, are there any foods that have been proven to be associated with stomach cancer and colon cancer? This is an excellent question because we know, and I preach, that food is medicine. Absolutely it is. And the foods that we eat can really affect our GI tract and can really affect the long-term consequences of what is going on. So yes, there are some foods that have been shown to give an increased risk of both stomach and colon cancer. Let me know in the comments down below if you know what you think some of these foods may be, because you probably know. We know that foods that are high in meat, animal fat, and animal protein do increase the risk for you to develop colon cancer and stomach cancer as well. We are seeing more and more of these conditions in Western countries, which has a diet that's predominant in animal fats and animal meat. And because of that, we're seeing a rise in colon cancer, especially those that are young. We also know that tobacco plays a significant role when it comes to your cancer risk as well. We know that that can also increase your risk for both colon and stomach cancer. We know alcohol plays a substantial role as well. And this can really be a bad effect on your gut microbiome, on inflammation, and can substantially increase your risk for developing issues as well. So we know that plays a role. So we know these are the 3 main things that we try to do. So what can we do to fix this? Obviously, if you can change your diet to more of a plant-based diet, the data suggests very strongly that this can help decrease your risk for developing inflammatory conditions. It can decrease your risk for developing bad bacteria. And what we think can happen is it can decrease your risk for developing cancer as well. Same thing with smoking and same thing with alcohol. Guys, come on. It's 2021. Why are you smoking? You should not be smoking at all. If you can cut back on your alcohol intake, that's going to help decrease your risk for developing cancers as well. All right, question number 2, and if you're joining for the first time, again, once again, comment down below. Let me know if you're watching this live or on the replay and where you're watching this from as well. But question number 2, what are NSAIDs and why do they make your stomach hurt? So NSAIDs are pain medications you get over the counter. These are things like Aleve, Advil, naproxen, Motrin, very commonly used for arthritis pains, headache, joint pain, just all sorts of pains. But the issue with NSAIDs is that they do decrease the protective barrier inside your stomach. And by doing that, it makes it more likely for you to develop stomach ulcers, stomach inflammation, and gastritis. And in fact, one of the more common reasons for me to see inflammation in the stomach, one of the common reasons why people have stomach pain is because they take these NSAIDs and they don't realize that it can actually decrease the protection inside your stomach. And by doing that, it can make it more likely for you to develop inflammation, ulcers, and pain. This is a very common reason why stomachs can hurt. It can make your stomach hurt. But not only that, NSAIDs cause problems all throughout the body. It can make your kidneys not work as effectively as well. It can cause ulcers in your small intestine and in your colon as well. And it just predisposes you to more inflammation going on inside your GI tract. And we also know it can play a role when it comes to changing your gut microbiome as well. So as much as you can, if you can minimize those NSAIDs, and I will tell you, it is safe to take Tylenol even if you have liver issues. It's safe as long as you take within the recommended doses between 2 to 4 grams per day. And if you do that, that's a good supplement for NSAIDs to help alleviate the pain, but also not have some of the risk factors that can occur with these particular medications. All right, perfect. Question number 3, hey, Dr. Islam, are supplements safe because they are over the counter? I love this question because this is the problem when it comes to supplements, is that people assume that because it's over the counter, because it's on the pharmacy shelf, it's in the pharmacy, that it is safe. Completely wrong. Absolutely wrong. Absolutely wrong. So here are the problems when it comes to supplements, is that they are not regulated. So we know things like Tylenol, ibuprofen, medications that are prescribed are strictly regulated by the government. And so we have clinical trials in which you have to pass. You have to do studies, which takes years for these studies to go. You have to evaluate the outcomes of these studies. And only when you've done all the legwork when it comes to medications, that's when you know that they're safe to take. We have nothing when it comes to supplements. I can say, hey, this is a supplement right here. Eat it. It's going to fix everything. And there's no one out there that can tell me otherwise. So just because it's over the counter does not mean it's safe at all. And you have to be very careful from that, because what we've seen also in clinical trials is that what is in the ingredients on the pill bottle does not correlate to what's actually in the pill themselves. In fact, there have been studies to suggest that what's in the pill can actually be very toxic. And I have actually had to send patients for a liver transplant because of supplements that they took, and they thought they were taking it because it was safe and good for the liver. Absolutely not. And this is something I want you guys to be aware of. All right. All right, so question from Elijah. So true or false, is holding your diarrhea and keeping the diarrhea or bacteria in your body, will it kill you? This is actually completely false. Good question. And so we have no evidence at all that holding in diarrhea, holding in stool, holding in anything inside your colon is going to make it more likely for your colon to have worsening issues, to have gut issues, to make things worse. Absolutely positively not. And so there's no evidence for this whatsoever. So wouldn't worry about this. Not a big deal. All right. All right. Next question. Hey, Dr. Islam, does having a sensitive stomach mean something is wrong? Absolutely not. There are so many people that have this. This is typically called a condition called functional dyspepsia. Functional dyspepsia, in essence, is a nervous stomach, a sensitive stomach, a stomach that reacts very commonly to either food, stress, changes in their gut microbiome. Very common condition to have. And this is a very normal thing to have, but it's something that we need to get checked out, because sometimes this could be a sign of something else going on, especially if you have low blood count, especially if you have a poor appetite, especially if you have weight loss or the pain doesn't get better or you get full very, very quickly. These are signs that something else is going on as well. And so if you have a sensitive stomach, come see one of us, because we have options we can do to help treat that. Sometimes we will give you an acid medication to help calm the stomach. Sometimes we'll give you a medication to help relax the nerves inside your GI tract. Sometimes we will change the foods that you're taking to hopefully help out with the sensitive stomach. But very common condition. It's called functional dyspepsia, and we have options that we can do to get this taken care of and hopefully get you feeling better. Good question. So Velma, good question. Can we totally heal from gastritis? The answer is yes, you can. Now, it really just depends on the cause of your gastritis. Let's say it's alcohol. Well, that's obvious. Stop drinking alcohol. You'll heal your gastritis. If it's due to non-steroidal anti-inflammatory medications, absolutely. Stop that. You can heal your gastritis. If it's due to an infection like H. pylori, yes, get rid of that infection. You can get rid of your gastritis. It really just depends on the cause. And sometimes inflammation can be multifactorial. There can be 3 or 4 causes of the inflammation, and that can also take some time to adjust and get things taken care of for you as well. Great question. All right. So Katie, good question. I need to increase my omega-3 intake, but don't live in a place with great fish. Great low mercury fish. What do I suggest? That's a very good question. So sometimes for some of my patients, I will use other alternatives to get omega-3. You can use pills. Sometimes pills may be the best option as well. Sometimes there are other plant supplements that can get you the omega-3 that you need as well. But honestly, that would be the best thing, because it's very important to try to increase the amount of omega-3. We're seeing that this can all be a building block for a better gut microbiome. And if you can do this with food, absolutely, that's great. But if you can't, certainly taking a supplement that's from a well-reputed company, keyword there, may be an option for you. Perfect. Taz, good seeing you. Thank you for watching on the live stream as well. All right, perfect, guys. All right. Well, I don't see any other questions on the live chat. And so I think we're done for today. I want to thank you for watching. If you haven't already, don't forget to smash that like button, like, share, and subscribe. And if you can share this video to your friends, let people know that we're doing a live stream every Tuesday, I would appreciate it. And as always, let me know if you're watching this live on the replay. I look forward to seeing you guys next week. Have a great and happy day. Take care, everyone. Bye.